Inside the casino, the beautiful dealer is dealing cards. A wealthy woman arrives with her handsome assistant. The woman brings a large bag of cash. The dealer immediately beams with delight. The woman joins the game. The rules are simple. Guess red or white. The odds of winning or losing are 50-50. Unexpectedly, the woman guesses correctly. Every time, she wins a fortune from the casino. In truth, the woman is a fraud. She often disguises herself as a witch to swindle money. With her silver tongue, she convinces the poor to hand over their savings. 2 weeks earlier, she bribed the dealer. They agreed that if he blinks once, she bets red. Through cheating, the woman walks away with huge winnings every time. But the casino owner is desperate. If this continues, the woman will clean out the casino. So, the owner sets a rule. One final game. This time, she takes the dealer's seat. The owner removes her coat, revealing a tattooed back. She sits at the table confidently and spins the wheel. As the woman hesitates, the bribed dealer secretly blinks at her. She understands and bets everything on red. The owner calmly counters, wagering the casino's entire stack on the opposite side. When the wheel stops, the owner lifts the cover only to see the woman guessed right again. As the woman frantically stuffs money into her bag, the owner suddenly pulls out a hairpin. Her hair cascades as she unsheathes a gleaming knife. She demands the money back. The two women stand face to face. Chaos erupts in the casino. Police storm in, threatening to arrest the owner. She refuses to surrender, brandishing her knife in defiance. But the police fire without mercy. As the owner collapses, the crowd flees in panic. Amid the chaos, the handsome assistant gets injured while protecting the woman, but he insists she escape first. The woman flees the casino in the tumult, only to discover upon reaching safety that the 2 billion cash in her bag has been replaced with fortune-telling charms. The woman realizes she's been swindled. Back at the casino, the shop owner stands up unharmed. She joins the fake cop and the woman's assistant in laughter. In truth, all three are accomplices. The dealer and cop are the same man wearing a mask. During the chaos, the assistant swaps the money bag. The casino patrons were just actors. Tonight's whole scene was a staged performance. For them, life is one exquisite con after another. With top-tier minds, Yoon Yi-rang is the trio's leader. James, playing dealer and cop, is the second most experienced con artist. The youngest, Myung-gu-ho, is the only one not living off scams. After this job, Yoon Yi-rang and James joyfully shower in cash at home. Only Myung-gu-ho plans to quit. He's always felt this life didn't suit him. When he truly leaves, Yoon Yi-rang and James don't stop him. They bet he'll return. Alone, Myung-gu-ho enjoys peaceful days by the seaside, until one day, a parachute lands on the beach. The woman emerging hugs him immediately. Myung-gu-ho nearly collapses upon recognition. Yoon Yi-rang keeps disrupting his peace. She stubbornly stays, watching meteors with him in the village. While he feeds her, Yoon Yi-rang flips between moods, angry that he's thriving without her, then boasting about being a super genius antisocial maniac. While Yoon Yi-rang was amusing herself alone, Myung-gu-ho received a call from James. Learning that James was hospitalized, they rushed to the hospital. Inside, James suffered multiple fractures, wrapped up like a real mummy. Myung-gu-ho demanded an explanation. Yoon Yi-rang slowly revealed James's condition was linked to a failed scam. Sometime after Myung-gu-ho left the team, James targeted a wealthy target, Chairman Jon. On the surface, Chairman Jon was a philanthropist, using his wealth to run orphanages. But this was just a facade. In private, he extorted money from churches. He was also a loan shark gangster, known as the underground economy godfather in Gangnam. He held absolute power within his family. Recently, the National Tax Service launched an investigation into illegal funds. To avoid taxation, Chairman Jon hid tens of billions of won in cash. The urgent task was to smuggle all the money abroad. After gathering this information, a few days earlier, James executed his scam on Chairman Jon. To lure the chairman, James pretended to be a cargo ship captain. He deliberately left a wallet with documents in the bathroom, ensuring the chairman would find it. This is how they met. As planned, James showed the chairman his ship and cargo containers, gaining his trust. The chairman then contacted James, asking him to smuggle his goods overseas. That night, after the chairman's men loaded the containers, actors hired by James pretended to be tax officials inspecting the containers. To their shock, the containers were completely empty. It turns out, Chairman Jon had seen through James's scam. James being wrapped like a mummy was the chairman's doing. After hearing Yoon Yi-rang's explanation, Naive Myung-gu-ho vowed to avenge James. He always knew James's speed dial number 1 was him. Myung-gu-ho was deeply moved. If James treated him like family, how could he ignore his family's plight? After deciding to get revenge for James, Myung-gu-ho returned to the team's hideout. One day, Yoon Yi-rang excitedly picked up a red sexy lingerie, planning to seduce Chairman Jon herself. But Myung-gu-ho carefully put down Yoon Yi-rang's lingerie, then burst into laughter. He listed Yoon Yi-rang's many failed seduction attempts, claiming she had no talent for flirting. Her seduction tactics would drain every romantic cell from a man. After days of relaxation, Yoon Yi-rang came up with a brilliant plan. This time, the focus was aviation. She studied flight knowledge and flight attendant etiquette on her own. With her exceptional intelligence, Yoon Yi-rang quickly mastered everything without formal training. Soon, she successfully disguised as a flight attendant, blending into an airline. Chairman Jon happened to be on this flight. On board, Yoon Yi-rang played the flight attendant, while Myung-gu-ho pretended to be the airline's illegitimate son. As planned, Myung-gu-ho sprayed a mouthful of ice water on Yoon Yi-rang's face, causing a scene to catch the chairman's attention. After landing, the chairman realized he had taken the wrong suitcase. Inside was a pile of cash. This was Yoon Yi-rang and Myung-gu-ho's setup. They intentionally had Yoon Yi-rang grab the wrong suitcase at the carousel. At night, Chairman Jon returned the suitcase untouched to Yoon Yi-rang. Seizing the opportunity, Yoon Yi-rang befriended the chairman. During drinks, she casually mentioned, Myung-gu-ho is the airline boss's illegitimate son. The chairman took an interest. He immediately invited Yoon Yi-rang to a nightclub, claiming it was a second round. There, Myung-gu-ho was pretending to be a decadent rich kid. The chairman took the chance to beat Myung-gu-ho up. He demanded to know how they smuggled the cash-filled suitcase onto the plane. Just as Myung-gu-ho was about to speak, the chairman's men found a video. It showed the real illegitimate son of the airline boss. His shoulder had a special tattoo. The chairman immediately checked, and found no tattoo on Myung-gu-ho's shoulder. Realizing Myung-gu-ho was fake, the chairman didn't hesitate. He pulled a gun, forcing Myung-gu-ho to reveal his true identity. Facing death, Myung-gu-ho asked the chairman to check his other shoulder. Sure enough, the tattoo was there. Turns out, the video was a mirror image. But this didn't make the chairman believe Myung-gu-ho. On the way back, he ordered his men to closely monitor Myung-gu-ho to confirm his true identity. Myung-gu-ho was already prepared. He acted like a bored rich kid, taking 4 adorable puppies for a walk. Then, he brought them to a wealthy couple next door, creating the illusion of being the dog's owner. The chairman's men captured the rich kid walking the dogs, reducing their suspicions. The next day, the chairman met with Myung-gu-ho and Yoon Yi-rang. He ordered them to take 2 boxes to the Philippines, strictly forbidding them to open the boxes. Yoon Yi-rang and Myung-gu-ho complied. They successfully delivered the goods to the Philippines. Upon arrival, seeing a homestay owner beckoning for business on the roadside, Myung-gu-ho's memory flashed back years. Back then, Myung-gu-ho had been a homestay owner on the island. Yoon Yi-rang and James had been guests who booked the stay. At that time, Myung-gu-ho had fallen in love with Yoon Yi-rang at first sight. Lost in his memories, Myung-gu-ho suddenly realized he and Yoon Yi-rang had both fainted. Unbeknownst to them, the car had released a gas that caused unconsciousness. When Myung-gu-ho awoke, he found himself locked in an abandoned house. Through the window, he saw guards outside. Clearly, they had been kidnapped. Yoon Yi-rang woke up later and met the kidnapper. The man revealed he had once done business with Chairman Jon, but was robbed of his organs. Now, he sought revenge. The chairman's 2 boxes were filled with illegal drugs. The man demanded Yoon Yi-rang's cooperation, promising to hand the drugs to Korean police, with her testifying against the chairman. Seeing Yoon Yi-rang hesitate, the man threatened to cut off Myung-gu-ho's finger if she refused. Unexpectedly, Yoon Yi-rang didn't plead for mercy. Instead, she begged the man not to cut Myung-gu-ho's middle finger. Cut the ring finger instead. At least he could still earn a living with it. The man approached with a knife, ready to obey Yoon Yi-rang's request. Just as Myung-gu-ho's finger was about to be cut, a car suddenly crashed in. It was the chairman. Seeing this, the man's men fled in all directions. Grateful, Myung-gu-ho hugged the chairman, thanking him for his heroic arrival. Later, Myung-gu-ho scolded Yoon Yi-rang for not caring about his finger, but Yoon Yi-rang knew the chairman's boxes contained listening devices. She realized the kidnapping was a staged act between the chairman and the man. Fortunately, Myung-gu-ho's acting had been natural today. She believed the chairman was beginning to trust them. Soon, Chairman Jon received an investigation notice from the National Tax Service. The situation was urgent. He moved up the asset transfer plan, taking Yoon Yi-rang and Myung-gu Ho to his secret vault. The chairman's secret funds totaled 5 billion won. He demanded all the money be shipped overseas within a week. Given the massive amount, Yoon Yi-rang devised a way to bypass security checks. During peak travel season, airlines opened special security channels. She planned to install shielding devices in the money-filled suitcases, blocking X-ray detection. Tests confirmed the plan worked, but on execution day, things went wrong. First, a police dog sniffed out the suitcase at the boarding gate. Myung-gu Ho, carrying it, was arrested on the spot. Myung-gu Ho was soon released, being the boss's illegitimate son, but retrieving the money proved impossible. The chairman threatened to kill them both if the money wasn't returned. In desperation, Yoon Yi-rang bumped into a flyer distributor. Seeing the flyer on the ground, she spotted an opportunity and proposed a new plan. The chairman ran a charity foundation. By making large overseas donations in the foundation's name, chartering a private plane, and packaging illegal funds as relief supplies, they could legally smuggle the money abroad under humanitarian aid. The chairman approved, falling entirely into their trap. In truth, the police dog detected the suitcase, because Yoon Yi-rang had sprayed a special liquid on it. Myung-gu Ho questioned why she hadn't proposed the relief plan earlier. Yoon Yi-rang explained. The staged accident was to fully erase the chairman's suspicions. Meanwhile, the so-called shielding device was actually a fake Yoon Yi-rang had prepared beforehand. In reality, it was just a program installed in a computer. Anything scanned by that computer would show no actual contents inside. All these preparations were merely to gain the chairman's trust. The chartered plane and relief supplies were the real key. Next came the second phase of the deception. This time, Myung-gu Ho pretended to be a foundation director meeting airline executives. Under the guise of aid, he booked the entire plane. Once the charter was secured, the chairman's men packed 5 billion won into boxes, loading them onto so-called relief trucks. Soon, the trucks arrived at the airport. Countless boxes of cash were loaded into the plane's cargo hold. On board, Myung-gu Ho secretly asked Yoon Yi-rang about the next step, but suddenly, the chairman burst in with his men. Without a word, he punched Myung-gu Ho. It turned out, the chairman had just seen news that the real airline boss's illegitimate son had been killed abroad. Realizing he'd been tricked, the chairman furiously injected drugs into Myung-gu Ho. But then the plane jolted violently. Turbulence outside was extreme. The chairman hurried back to his seat to buckle up. Outside, the plane was swaying dangerously, as if about to crash. After the announcement, the pilot tried to pull up the nose, attempting to stop the nosedive. He also ordered reducing cabin weight. As a flight attendant, Yoon Yi-rang quickly followed the pilot's instructions. She removed all passengers' luggage, including the chairman's money boxes. Then, the pilot stepped out. It was James. James gave the order, cabin decompression. Yoon Yi-rang pushed open the door, throwing the chairman's boxes one by one overboard. Watching his 5 billion won disappear, the chairman nearly went insane. Yoon Yi-rang seized the moment, having Myung-gu Ho grab the emergency vests. Furious, the chairman put one on. Hoping to recover the money, he jumped without hesitation. He landed on a sand dune. Luckily, the money boxes were nearby. As the chairman rejoiced at finding them, he discovered they were all filled with blank paper. It turned out that, after the money boxes were loaded into the cargo hold, James, disguised as the captain, had switched them out early. Now, the chairman's 5 billion won had been moved into Yoon Yi-rang's home by the three of them. Yoon Yi-rang and James opened champagne to celebrate, while Myung-gu Ho was left wondering what was real and what was fake. Yoon Yi-rang explained, James pretending to be the captain to get close to the chairman was real, but after failing to gain the chairman's trust, he chose to withdraw. The so-called beating by the chairman was fake. In reality, seeing how suspicious the chairman was, they changed the plan and brought Myung-gu Ho into the operation. Because of his honesty and simplicity, which would make the chairman let his guard down. Before the airline plan began, Yoon Yi-rang had already prepared thoroughly. She had calculated the cabin pressure and decompression conditions in advance, ensuring the plan was carried out safely. Even James hadn't been idle. His broken bone was fake. While pretending to be bedridden, he forged National Tax Service documents and networked tirelessly, having a former classmate pose as the chairman's secretive photographer. Besides keeping most of the ill-gotten money, the three anonymously donated a portion to a church that had its land stolen. They also reported the corrupt chairman to the authorities, with ample evidence, leading to his arrest. After everything was settled, Yoon Yi-rang secretly went to a small room with a chessboard, without telling James or Myung-gu-ho. The chessboard before her was tied to an incident from 25 years ago. Years ago, young Yoon Yi-rang was made to play against masked opponents in black. To her, those mysterious figures in black were terrifying memories. Now, alongside the chessboard, a news clipping about a kidnapping case lay before Yoon Yi-rang, with Myung-gu-ho at the center of it.